Test, test. Can you guys hear me? Anyone there? Hopefully, this is working right. Test, test. Alright, cool. I don't know if anyone's in or not, but I guess I'll start. I just checked myself and it seems like we're all there, so. Alright, let's see. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this little idea of extremes in marketing, okay? Because I was on a walk right now and I just had this idea of like how we're supposed to influence groups of people into our side of thinking. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Jared on an Island, of course. We're also taking Discord calls in because we're doing this live. So if you are interested in talking to me one-on-one in a live stream, go ahead and make sure to follow along, right? So I wanted to talk about this idea because we have this massive problem, especially on a lot of these political spheres that we're in, where we can't seem to understand what it means to win, right? And one thing about winning that you have to come to terms with, especially anyone that follows my channel, is that we are an extreme side of things, right? We're the niche of society. We aren't mainstream. But in order to win, our idea has to become mainstream, and there's consequences to that. The number one consequence is that it's going to be watered down. Your little club that you're a part of is going to now have people that you may not generally like in the club. But you have to ask yourself, do you truly believe in the idea, or do you only want to gatekeep the aesthetic so that you can feel a part of something niche, right? And I think that a lot of our ideas have to be something we truly believe in and that we want everyone to adopt. The idea that I'm talking about is something like, let's say, the health sphere. This is a big one. If you're a part of a certain health sphere in itself, you are going to feel so included in this small community that when people start to join in and kind of start to water down the idea, you're going to feel like it's disrespectful. But this is the part of the process of winning, because you want to see everyone overall increase in health, right? And same thing with politics. Your niche political idea, are you still going to feel the same way about it when everyone's talking about it, when everyone's making memes about it? An example of this, for those chronically online, I guess, is like the idea of like the Ted K edits, right? Vril edits, esoteric Agarthan edits. It was super niche and cool 2019. It got its first round of popularity in 2021. Now you see it everywhere, and yeah, because everyone wants to make one when they start making edits, they're kind of like, some of them are cringe, some of them you can tell there isn't a lot of work put into it, there isn't a lot of the same care for the idea because they know it's already mainstream. They're trying to make it for likes, not because it's something they're extremely interested in terms of an idea of their own, okay? Just checking everything here real quick. Okay. If you're in the chat, let me know what's up. Say hi. Yeah, I'm reading the chat as I go along. But we're going to switch screens here, and I'm going to draw this out for you. So if you're on YouTube, you can see this as well. All right, cool. Hopefully that works. So basically what we have here is a whiteboard, and I'm going to draw out the differences in what I think needs to be studied specifically. So first, we're gonna do the influence of women, just because the idea, like the big thing right now is like this trend of groipettes, female groipers, fans of Nick F. And this goes for everything though. It's for emo stuff that's now popular on TikTok. It's for book talk that's become a popular thing on TikTok, specifically for women. And it basically goes like this. Is this the Alcoholics Anonymous meetup? Something like that. Something like that. So basically, goes like this, and this is the curve of interest for women. Okay, or let me redraw this real quick because I'm thinking of this as I go. Let's see, where's the undo button? It's gonna go like this. Okay, so and this is what I think we need to do in terms of influencing like communities. Okay, so the first stage. Okay, let me write right here, woman. So the first stage of any massively popular sort of movement, in terms of things for women, is alt chicks and mental chicks. Okay, and this isn't a diss, okay? Like everyone's mental nowadays, so but this is the most extreme of the extreme, and they're the first ones to become a part of something in any sort of thing that women love. They first love, like first it is the alt and mental chicks because they feel so strongly about something that they attach themselves to an idea and the community instantly, the fastest. Yes, we need to influence women, and because they're the they're the structure that keeps things relevant when things go mainstream. It's not an enjoyable thing to me because I like being the niche guy. I like being the contrarian, but it is true for all of society. And you're not going to get rid of women, so you have to learn to embrace and work with them in some capacity, which I will say is a lot different than what we have today. But so Alton mental women are going to take this idea and they're going to run with it, and they are the ones that care so deeply about it that they push it to this first spike of popularity. Okay, and I'm going to put pop for popularity, and this is when you first see things go viral. For instance, 2020, when COVID just started, book talk, the thing that most, if not all, women love, whether or not they associate it with themselves or not, all of them are reading books like this, or at least have read one book like this. And when I say all, of course, I don't mean all, I mean most, but I'm going to say all because it's practically all. And this first wave of popularity hits, and instantly everyone starts trashing on it. Instantly everyone starts hating on it. And this is where we get this downward spike of popular girls. Okay, I can't put pop twice, so I'm gonna put pop G. Okay, popular girls start to shit on what the alt and mental and the first wave of women are starting to enjoy, and they trash it. Okay, they actually go hard in trashing it, and they join in with usually what guys do, and we also trash it. Because like, and by we guys I mean like mainstream guys as well, and they trash it, of course, because it's something different, it's outside the norms, it's something where, yes, I'm on the peep couch, yes, it's something where they don't understand it fully. Okay, and then this right here is where guys come in. Women do not influence this part of the curve, only guys influence this, and this is what I'm gonna say, aristocrats. So I'm gonna put A for aristocrats, and I'm gonna say mental guys like us. Okay, we influence this because we're the first ones that say, we're the first ones after making fun of it, after joining in and all this stuff, we're the first ones to say, actually we like this, it's actually interesting. These are the people on Twitter that have to come out and say, actually, I am the one singular person that thinks that you're actually cool if you do this. You see this with the people, two other people that are included in this are like people who kind of act like men, like Rad RFH, I'll just say that, on Zitter, and let's see who else. Someone who's always just being contrarian to something that's obvious. NF is also someone that does this. Nick F. He and everyone trashes on them instantly. But I have to admit, they are the people that everyone starts to say, wait, I can actually like this. and it becomes mainstream instantly. So we need to subvert the TikTok trends with our good looks. That's what happens with the black pill, bro. People made that mainstream. How? That was like the easiest and first one, or not the first one, but like one of the easiest ones to see. The black pill had attractive people, which everyone loves, and it pulled them into this idea of what is true, but also like an aesthetic meme of the whole idea of the black pill, right? So this is like the most important part that we as guys can join in on. But the overall idea is that then women start noticing like, oh, these guys with extreme confidence or charisma or whatever else, they decided, dude, okay, the black pill does uses attractive people to prove the point, is what I'm saying. uh exactly, male models, the female models, like they use when they show the contrast between someone who's a low PSL versus a model, it's really hard to disprove the idea of the black pill. That's my point. That's my point. I'm not saying the people making it are attractive. Most of them are not. They're more just black pilled themselves because they're low PSL. But the overall point is that they use the attractive people. Okay, so popular girls then see this movement and they're like, oh, well, I need something that makes me different as well. And these people who they now see these people and they say, oh, well, they did something and I need something that makes me me. So I'm going to take their idea because these people said it's okay. And it's okay to like it now. Exactly right. Now it's okay to like it. And immediately, as soon as the first popular girl likes it, all her friends like it, and everyone does it, and it goes all the way up, and it becomes mainstream. And as you can tell by my voice, I kind of have a resentfulness to it because I do like things being niche. But this is good. This is good overall for society. And this is where we want to be. So yes, the hot guys also provide social proof, but this area right here isn't just for hot guys. But guys have more of a extreme when it comes to it. So you see hot guys being okay with more extreme edginess or views and stuff like that more than girls, for like hot girls, for instance. Okay, so yeah, so this is where we want to be, and this is how we get things to the mainstream. So the real main point is to make sure that if you know that an idea is in this first stage, then you need to be targeting groups that are extremely niche and kind of trying to get people who you know fit this oh, you guys can't even read it. Oops. There we go. I'll put me in the corner like that. So you want them to be making sure that they're fitting this idea of what you describe them as alt or, mental. And you want to be just, targeting, having them be your target audience. A way that you do this is by basically being a Venn diagram with what you're trying to push with a community that's like this right now. An example of this is Godis. His popularity, there was a lot of these at first. There was a lot of these, and right now I would say he's at this stage, probably right here. Okay. Listen, this is just okay. Marketing is like subversion, but we're trying to do it in a way where we're being honest about it. Okay. We just want people to be aware of where something is on the cycle so that they know what to do. So there's nothing wrong with any parts of these groups. We're just looking at how this naturally works, right? So yeah, so something like Godis, when he originally started, it was a lot of people who weren't afraid to be the most extreme of the carnivore diet, okay? And good for them, right? So the edits that were made of him were, of his most insane takes. And it became pretty popular because these people pushed it. then people were like, wait, what? He's saying that on online? That's not okay. And of course he goes down in popularity just because of public opinion. And then there's a wave of people who say, oh, it's not okay. Well, actually it is okay. And everyone goes, because these guys are so confident in what they're pushing, everyone's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go with it. And then it spikes up in popularity. Right now people are still saying like, oh, actually it's okay, and he's still making reaction videos, becoming a bigger meme by the day. I personally like am already over it, like the meme cycle of it, but I understand that I'm probably gonna see it a lot more because that's just like how normies work. Okay, so does everyone understand this cycle and how this applies to women? And like I said, this is not a bad thing. All right, cool. So now we're gonna go over men. Okay, let's see. How can I erase all of this at once? Let's just undo everything. Cool. All right, men. Okay, here's the graph for men, and I'm gonna think of this one on the go as well. For guys, I would say it's almost, let's see. So when something first starts, you have like no one interested in it, okay? And you have an initial curve of people who are interested, and they kind of tell their friends, and then it would go like this basically, and then there's gonna be a drop off, and then there's gonna be a revival. Okay, so this is the hardest part of any cycle of growth in terms of, let's just say, your YouTube channel, of your niche idea. And this idea of growth is completely independent, okay? You are the one that's mass feeding this idea into the mainstream, and you're gonna go in completely blind and not know whether or not it's popular or it will take hold. An example is on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram, your idea is going to get 1,000 views max for maybe even months. An example of this again is Godis. How many videos did he have to post before he got attention? He was posting for years before anyone noticed him. And he's an extreme figure, and that's what this is going to do for any sort of niche idea. Now, as soon as he starts gaining traction and he has people that are starting to notice him, people start to join in on, yeah, it's a trend. But the thing is that, yeah, I mean, yeah, this is just a trend cycle. It's a little different for things that are extreme because there's a lot more pushback. Like an example is furries. That's not mainstream yet, but it's a trend. So what makes something mainstream, right? Yeah, so maybe this area right here is where it's a trend, right? But once you have multiple people that are creating content over the same idea or person, it does skyrocket again. And then right here, for men, is where there's criticism and also improvement from it, because men are a lot more accepting of ideas that they don't agree with. Okay, now a comment says furry is mainstream. Okay, not everyone I know is like a furry or like associated with furries in like a positive manner, but it is becoming that. I think that it still will become mainstream because, you know, on Instagram Reels and TikTok, it's so pushed out there that especially girls are starting to be like, oh, it's a cute thing. Like it's harmless and cute. So it's becoming like a, because there's like so much, it's seen so much, people are becoming sympathetic towards it, and now it's not like some sort of thing that you just make fun of as a meme, right? So yeah, so for men, this criticism and improvement area, when you judge something online as a man, your pushback against it is like minuscule, unless it's, and you're okay with seeing it over and over if you're truly open to the idea. Yeah, and the algorithm does work against this and for this occasionally. Yeah, so somebody said Zuck is exposing normies to weird stuff on Instagram Reels. Yeah, and this is where I'd say the algorithm affects the most as well, because it determines whether or not people are going to be able to block it out of their view. Because like YouTube does a good job of this. This is on YouTube. It's actually a lot longer of a timeline for all of this. It's a lot harder to grow on YouTube because people can, when they criticize it on here, they can choose not to see it for a lot longer of a time. But if they're still pushing this idea and people are actually still committed to it, the idea will still eventually gain relevance because of the mass amount of pushing. And once it hits this peak point, people either decide they have enough, or it just skyrockets, right? Now, usually because of online drama or gossip or whatever else, people take a stance of, oh, actually the contrarian thing is that this isn't cool. And it causes a decline in it, but it usually never lasts, because that whoever's in charge of the overall community usually just keeps pushing, and until this happens. If you're lucky, it's going to skyrocket. If you're not, it's just going to decrease and then come back in. Let's see. We have a Discord chat acceptance, but hold on, I might have to end the video soon. Okay, I'll accept your call. If you say anything that will get me banned, though, I will have to remove you. So call if you're when you're ready, and I'll accept your call, man. But yeah, so if you are someone that's wanting to push an idea, you can hope for this. And you can do it by sorry, I'm just rearranging everything real quick. Yeah, so you can hope and possibly help it by just ignoring all drama. If you ignore drama, people tend to just skim over it or just forget about it. Your favorite influencer, depending on whether or not he made an apology video, either ended up right here or up here. Dream, the Minecraft SMP YouTuber, famously known for his meme face reveal and talking to people he wasn't supposed to on Discord, still is way up here, because even though he made an apology video and it made him decrease in popularity, people to this day still watch him, and because he just pushed through with wanting to be a creator, he still ended up on top. Now, if he didn't do a face reveal and he said, oh, I don't want to associate myself with that community, and he just kept making Minecraft YouTube videos, it would have been better for him. He would have just stayed up and on the popular side of things. Now, he wouldn't have been talked about as much in mainstream culture, but he would have maintained enough relevancy to be as popular as he was pre-face reveal to all his fans, because they are swayable in that way. And that's not a bad thing. That just means that they, like, we as people are marketable, and you should be happy with that when you're aware of it. If you're not aware of it and people aren't open about it, then you should be mad about it. But yeah, so this is the I would call the cycle of men in trends right now in niche communities and how to get them mainstream as well. And we already went over women. So if you're watching on YouTube, let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. Um, and yeah, so now for my Zitter audience, if you're still here, you should subscribe to my Gumroad. And I'm going to just go over uh, random ideas and talk to you guys because I really don't mind right now. So let me switch it back to the original scene, and it says we have 126 views. So I guess that's people that scrolled past. All right. So let me pull up my Zitter so that I can go through my timeline and talk about things. One thing I wanted to also say was, that this is an idea that I was thinking about that people could steal so easily. The word rent, okay? People talk about like if you're a landlord, you should change what people pay to you every month from rent. Oh, I pay rent every month to subscription, honestly. If you say, "Oh, I'm going to pay a subscription for this apartment." Mentally people would be more willing to they would be more happy to do it because the word subscription has a connotation that you're rewarded for the product rather than rent, where it's like you're paying for something you need. Like, oh, I hate that I need to pay rent, but you don't say, oh, I hate that I need to pay a subscription. And I think that makes a large difference. It's that type of rhetoric or linguistics that changes a lot for the world of marketing, right? Now, I don't think now I think the population should be smart enough to know that, but mentally it does help. It's these little things that somehow mentally actually affect you. Like I learned never count down, count up. So this is kind of this is the most stupid trick ever mentally. But if you are counting something, say, oh, when I get to 10, that's when said thing happens, not when you get to 0. There's multiple reasons. One, the connotation with your childhood and your parents yelling at you, oh, if I get to 1, you're gonna be in big trouble, mister. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're gonna be spanked or whatever else. Yeah, now you're associating that with in your head. And 2, I have $10. When I get to 0, what am I gonna have left? Oh, you don't want to mentally think about losing something. You're not a loser, bro. You're a winner. So count to 10. Oh, when I get to 10, all my dreams are gonna come true. Oh, when I get to 10, my goal's gonna be complete. That's the way you need to be thinking. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see my timeline. We got Crucial back again with the please collapse society memes, and I love it. Uh, the top 1% of U.S. earners now have more wealth than the entire middle class. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit of a problem if you ask me. That might affect the rest of my life. Maybe, just a little bit. Okay, well, I see a Fox Family Guy ad that makes me happy. The association of Family Guy makes me happy. I want more of that on my timeline. Now I see somebody. Oh, let me stop going live on YouTube so that I don't get banned. Actually, let's see.